what's wrong with my throat today? Daggone allergies and asthma, they don't mix.
You don't say.
They just do not go well.
They're not jiving.
Out of all my quirks, I got less breathing.
That's the one you decided to pick up.
Yeah, I got high adaptability, low breathing.
I didn't know you still had asthma.
It's seasonal. Like my allergy.
Okay.
Like wintertime, I'm good. That's why I love winter. No bugs, no wasps, no ants constantly getting in through the cracks of my house. It's beautiful during the wintertime. I hate summer now. Right. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Cal.
I'm X.
I'm Ghost.
Got some major news that dropped this week, something that I did not expect. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Ubisoft showed us Assassin's Creed Shadows. Is there, Ghost? I know have you played the series at all?
Nope. It's and here's the thing. Not because I don't. It's gonna sound weird to say this. Not because I don't want to.
Hold on, before you even get into that.
Here we
X,
go.
Hold on. X, are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure. All right. Continue.
Not because I don't want to, but the game and I have never aligned, I guess, path-wise. Like, when they really started to take off, like, I wasn't into that type of a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I've heard good things about them. I've heard bad things about them. They've never been on my radar as far as, like, yeah, I'm got to go play that. But this one, boy,
I already know.
It
samurai.
is good lord. It is. I think we're on a collision course now, especially with how much hype it's getting. Well, hype and hate, I guess, is probably the better way to put it.
Yeah. X, what is your history with? I didn't
play past 2.
God.
Welcome to my world.
Which is fair because the quality started to go down after 2 anyway. I would say that's the last great Assassin's Creed that we got. There has been some outliers here and there, but as far as like the traditional Assassin's Creed formula working at its peak, that would be Brotherhood.
As far as
this
the story
time,
goes, did they continue with like Desmond, or is he
no?
gone? Oh, okay.
No, I'm actually still mad about that. I'm still mad about that. Yes, I ain't gonna get into that.
Okay, yeah.
But this Assassin's Creed, you'll be playing as 2 different characters. So you got Yasuke, the Black Samurai, and Naoe. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She's like the shinobi. So I could already tell from like the trailer that Yasuke would be the one that's like kind of like brute force, the one you'll be fighting out in the open with a lot. And Naoe was going to be like the silent ninja style, like traditional Assassin's Creed play style that we're used to. They said that you can swap between the 2 characters at any time, even during a mission. So you can take on missions differently depending on your play style. They do have in the game, like they have their own personal quest, but which will force you to play as that one. But for the most part, the majority of the game, you can pick who you want to play as. You will. Oh, also something else, that they've upgraded their engine, so now the open world will progress through all 4 seasons, and the seasons will actually change the way that you play.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Hopefully it's done well. So example, like, yeah, during the springtime, like say if a pond is out there, you can go prone and go into the water. That's another thing that's been added, is that you can actually go prone
cool.
now. Yeah, so you can crawl into the water to hide from your enemies, but during the wintertime, that might be frozen over, so that eliminates that path for you. So you'll have to find different things to get around.
Oh, okay.
Like also during the wintertime, like say if you're on top of the roof or something like that, icicles will be hanging off of the roof, so if you go over one and they fall, it'll grab the enemy's attention. They also said, like, for example, because it's so cold during the wintertime, like if they have braziers around and fire, enemies will be around those more, so you'll be, try to stay away from, those light sources, basically. But just stuff like that. During the springtime, the grass might be higher, so you can hide in bushes, stuff like that.
So with that,
Yeah.
is it going to be like the seasons are connected to a certain part of the story, or like is this like I sleep in the bed until summer and then I wake up and do the mission then?
It's,
Or?
the way that they described it, from what I was reading, is that it's going to be dynamically changing all the time with no
Okay.
relation to the story. That's
Okay.
what I got from what I read, but I could be.
So
wrong.
is it gonna be like Sons of the Forest, like how they have their
Yes.
season changes?
Yes, that's what I
that's
read.
actually pretty cool. Because watching that,
Yeah.
well, where we're actually camped, it definitely changes the dynamic of the gameplay when it comes wintertime because they can come around the fort. Yeah, so if it's like that, that's
Exactly.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. Here's the thing about Ubisoft games, and I hate them for this. The marketing team is on point. A plus. They always get me hyped for stuff that I wouldn't normally be, excited for. But then Ubisoft always ruins their games with malware. The Ubisoft malware that you get when you start the game up, you got to deal with Ubisoft Connect. And then when you actually manage to get into Ubisoft Connect, then they're going to hit you with the store. You want to look like Sam Fisher? You want to put that
Oh
on
my
the samurai?
gosh.
Or now you want to have goggles? You want to use your Ubisoft points to connect to the store? No, Ubisoft, can I just play the game, please? Can I
You
just?
okay? You want to talk about it?
They just
You gonna make it?
they crash their games with like all this bloat, and I wish they wouldn't. But yeah, I'm still excited, like hella excited. I can't wait for this to release.
When does it
Also,
come out?
I did not see.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, just going on. Let me see. I'll
I
just
know
look
they're
it up.
selling it because I already saw them prices. It's the same price
Yes,
they're using for the other meth.
Absolutely.
That's their new pricing model, I guess.
Right, and you may as well just get it used to it.
Lord have
And
mercy.
I
We
also
lock
heard
a mission behind one, season pass for the other.
Yep. And I also heard that Insider Gaming had reported that, or Tom Henderson, I think, had tweeted out that pre-order sales are really strong.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So they're not disappointed over there, which I can expect. You see a lot of discourse online, but you got to take into account the amount of people that don't go online. They see an assassin and a samurai on the screen flash up on their TV, they're just gonna buy it. Release date is November 15th, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yay, birthday present. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Depending on what else is coming out then. But yeah, Ubisoft gets excited for this, and at the same time, they decide to cancel the Division Heartland.
That's a little heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is that like DLC or what? Because I don't play it.
No,
This is-
it was a
Go ahead, give us a
standalone
good
game. It was a
Oh.
standalone game that was survival based, and it played a lot off of the a lot of the same mechanics from Division 1. It was going to be fantastic, and it was really weird that they canceled it because it went through a bunch of playtests, and then they decided that Red Storm was just going to get pulled off of it, and they're going to go to other titles like Siege, which to me is wild that Siege is still as popular as it is. That's crazy to me. Like, it is,
You
like,
see
just
how-
the league and ranked that they play is crazy that it gets that much support.
Right, and you see how long Ubisoft supports these their player base has to still be pretty healthy. I'm
yeah,
just surprised
I'm
it hasn't
sure.
fallen off enough for them. What do you say,
Well,
X?
I'm not even gonna, sorry X, but just to say, to double back on that point, like, I'm back in Division, bro. There are a ton of people playing, and their PC player base is wildly successful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's still people making build videos on YouTube constantly.
Oh yeah, sorry X, go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, I was just saying. Yeah, no, I guarantee that their player base is still strong for that game.
Yeah. It just hit, like I said, Ubisoft games, they just hit certain niches in the market, and they're just good enough to get you to keep you playing. But just not, it's not enough that like the amount of love a singular AAA studio would put into it, but it's just enough to keep you there.
All I know is
And
I
keep you-
would never pre-order a game, let alone a Ubisoft game, just because
Right.
those
exactly.
things freaking drop. Like 3 months later, you'll get like a nice $15 to $20 discount.
Exactly.
Just wait.
Right. especially for now $70 and now $130 for a bundle.
Yeah,
Absolutely
just
not.
way,
That's
But here's a
wildly
great
expensive.
Here's a crazy thing. I thought the Division Heartland was going to be, this third iteration in the Division series, but from what I'm reading, because the Division Heartland was actually developed by a North Carolina-based
Yep.
studio by Red Storm.
Mhm.
I thought that was going to be the next one in the line, but apparently that's
Mm-mm.
not the case. Massive
No.
Entertainment, the ones that are currently developing Outlaws right now, Star Wars, they're trying to, from what I read, a report back in September last year, they're still in development for that. Like they're getting a team together. So,
Mhm.
and also their mobile game, the Division Resurgence, that's still in development. So
Yep.
what was going to be the difference um in this one for the Heartland? What was the major difference?
Um,
Do you know?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I just know that it was going to be free to play, which is going to be different. It was definitely going to be more sandbox and kind of open world. It was from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but the last thing I heard, it was like PvE, PvP, which was cool, something different. But they've also pushed back the big Brooklyn DLC for the Division 2 as well, and they pushed it back because they were coming out with Heartland. So it's kind of interesting to see, okay, so if they're going to pull that back, because Division 2 is getting a lot of support right now, and they're actually getting their new seasons coming up in like a week. So that Brooklyn DLC is going to be coming out, as well as they're pushing that mobile game. So I wonder if they're going to just turn focus and just look at some of the more money makers of things that they have. And I'm very curious to see how far they're going to push Division 2, because supposedly the third installment of that game is going to come out at the end of the PlayStation 5 life cycle. So
Oh,
I'm
really?
really,
Hmm.
yeah, and they're going to push that into the new generation. So I'm actually really interested to see, okay, if they're going to pull that much out of the scope, how hard they're going to turn that focus on, and where they're going to take the Division 2 or
Yeah.
Siege, because they're going to have a lot more manpower on it now.
Yeah, the team, surprisingly, I mean, yeah, their project got canceled, but they didn't get laid off. They just got split into different
Right.
projects within the company, which is way better than what I was expecting.
Absolutely.
Because when I read that it being canceled, I'm like, oh, here we come with the layoffs. But no, I mean, it still sucks to lose the art that you were working on, and you just gotta stop what you're doing and then go get reacquainted with a new team and is situated again. But better than being laid off with no job.
Yeah, because I know a lot of those Division 2 content creators, they all were looking forward, obviously, for the content,
Yeah.
but looking forward to that game, because it was getting some really good, I guess, kind of reviews through the playtesting. And I think you and I were talking about this the other day, but when they initiated that first playtest, it was not well received, and they actually took to heart a lot of that feedback that they got, and they changed that game. Well, like they almost overhauled it to give the player base what they were looking for, then to pull the plug. That's a shitty
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. And I like to hear when studios take feedback and put it into their game, because your community is what builds it. But yeah, that sucks. At least we still got the Division 3 to look forward to. We'll see what they do from there. But moving on to Sony, Jim Ryan will be replaced as CEO with two CEOs. It'd be like co-manager from The Office. What was it? Yeah, I think co-manager. Herman Hulse will be the head of a new department called Studio Business Group. They'll handle all of Sony's first-party games, TV shows, and film. And then you got Hideki Nishino, who will begin running the Platform Business Group, which is handling all of Sony's console accessories and third-party relations with other publishers and studios. So doing a little bit of restructuring there at Sony. Moving on to Rockstar Games, Dan Houser, who used to work there, he was actually one of the founders. They're working on a third-person action adventure game, and his studio, Absurd Ventures. They had a job listing, basically asking for somebody to direct their next game, so they can handle a group of developers who deliver, quote, best-in-class combat and third-person action across multiple game modes. Also, Laszlo Jones, writer and voice actor for the GTA series. Everybody knows him. He's famous for his character in the Lost and Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony DLC. He's also working with Hauser on this project. Do you think, my question is, do you think somebody at any point will come out with something that competes with GTA?
Nope. No, because
GTA,
that game, I don't
it's
know,
a
man.
behemoth. It's a behemoth.
It's really weird to think about what goes right with them and then also what goes wrong, but yet how successful they are too. There's never been something where you say that game's been around for 30 years and it
Yes.
just steamrolls everything
Everything.
all the time. Like, that game has gone through 3 generations of consoles. Like, that
Well, I was
is
in high school when that game came
madness.
out. GTA 5, I was in high school
Clearly,
when that
y'all
game
haven't.
came out.
Clearly, y'all haven't seen
What?
Wobbly Life.
Excuse me. Obviously not. Go ahead,
No.
take it away, X.
No,
Judging by our
Nice.
reactions.
the greatest GTA competition out there right now.
Wobbly Life.
Oh,
Is it a
no,
real
no.
game?
Yeah, it's really good.
It doesn't even sound like it.
It's actually fun. I play with my kids some, but it's like
Oh,
if,
okay.
if GTA were like kid friendly.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, it really just sounded like you made something up.
No, I just sent it in the chat.
What I find super funny to answer that question about something to rival like GTA, like, if you want to take it back, we'll go back to like COVID time, right? Like, how often were you caught in the clouds for 30, 45 minutes trying to get into a lobby? And then it just like, it just airs you out, but yet people still came back to it. Like, that's
Right,
the
bro.
only game. If that happened
Exactly.
any other game, it would be mutiny. But nope, we're over there begging for bigger servers, and they're just like,
Yeah, no.
we could, but fuck you. It's just
Thing is-
wild that we were like, okay, that's fine.
The thing is, Rockstar doesn't even have a community manager, so regardless of how much outrage the community shows, you don't even have anybody to direct it at.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just don't care because they know you're gonna come back.
Like,
They
fucking
are the
fiends.
quietest developers I've ever seen. All you get is a newsletter and a short paragraph at the end that shows you that we're listening to the community. Thank you for all of your suggestions. Some of your suggestions have made it into this update. That's all
And
you
what's
get.
better is that they are even limited on their wire or whatever it is that they're called. The last couple of updates, they're just like, here you go. Like, oh, we didn't even know that was really coming out. Okay, cool, I guess.
Right.
All right.
Here you go, a 5th edition of a car that's already been in the game.
Yeah. I wonder if they just look around. You know that like carnival game where it's got a bunch of balloons like on a wall and they just throw darts?
Oh my
I feel like
God,
they
yeah.
just like, hey man, your turn. Throw a dart up there. Let's see what
Right.
we'll do. Make it a convertible? Bet. We don't got to do anything. Just chop the fucking top off. They'll like it.
Exactly. Like at this point, they're just like piecing these content together just to keep you interested, so you'll be ready for GTA 6 when it comes out. That's all.
When
that's
it comes
happening,
out,
man.
sure.
Yeah, when it comes out. Speaking of GTA, just gonna throw this in here since we're talking about it. Because of Take-Two's earnings call report, it's showing that they're going for a fall 2025 release date. So I suggest any game releasing a month or two before that, and anything else that's coming out after fall, just wait till next year.
Well, you know what? You know what the truth of that is? If you're gonna drop a game prior, you better make sure that bitch is right. Like, no bugs,
Polished.
no
Polished.
oh, we gotta try and don't be pulling that Diablo where you need 4 seasons. Because boy, when they drop, they're gonna take all the
It be-
player base
And it better
everywhere.
not, it better not be within the same genre either. It better be something like Hades, something completely different
Ooh.
that people can take a break playing,
But
while
I-
they're taking a break from GTA.
Facts. Well, because I think what's funny is it doesn't matter if you've played GTA 5 in the last truthfully 13
years.
years.
You know, at the 13.
You're
yeah.
coming back to see whatever the hell this is.
Absolutely.
Their game sales is gonna
I'm so-
shatter
I'm
records.
I'm so excited to see the numbers on day
I'm
one.
so excited to watch the economy just stop
Yeah.
for like a week because nobody's going to work. It's gonna be fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a couple of days will be taken off.
What I
Enjoy
love
this.
about this, it sounds really messed up to say this. Them servers aren't going to work that first week. It's going to
Absolutely
be
not.
pandemonium. It's going to be fantastic.
I don't know what servers will survive this. I really don't.
Because how do you stress test this? You don't. Like you
You
can't.
don't.
You can't say, "Hey man, let's see what this is like." Okay.
Between TikTok and YouTube, it's just going to be just constant videos. It'll be nice to see.
I can't wait. I
Yeah,
can't wait
I'm
for the
excited.
mayhem.
Right.
Everywhere you go, you're just gonna look across the table. It's gonna be like Fight Club.
Oh my.
Be all them them dark circles under your eyes. Yeah,
Right.
boy, you've been playing. Yeah, I just came straight to work. Go find all the gamers.
Right. My last one little story was Helldivers is now one of Sony's fastest selling games of all time. They sold 12 million units in their first 12 weeks. The only other game that kind of matches that was Ragnarok, God of War. It sold 11 million in 10 weeks. You guys want to guess what the all-time concurrent peak was on Steam?
What?
For Helldivers,
Yeah,
422,000.
458. You
Oh
close.
my gosh.
Bro, that is.
That's insane.
Wild.
That's just on PC alone.
And they thought they were gonna have 12,000 players.
That's crazy. That's insane.
You know what's sad though is that game's a juggernaut,
Absolutely.
like an
Yeah.
absolute juggernaut, and
For 100
corporate
developers
just
to be working on.
right, and then just for the corporate suits to step right in the fucking line of fire and go, nope.
Right.
Like you just can't get out of your own fucking way sometimes. Like, come on, man.
Right on.
And actually, you know what? I'm glad. I think the CEO put something out, if I remember correctly, where he kind of openly admitted that they've been pushing out some updates a little too quickly, and they're gonna slow it down a little bit to get better quality.
Thank God.
Like,
Thank God.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, they need to fix the
Because-
bugs.
Yeah, like the last two or those war bonds they put out, like cool. Like I appreciate it, but that's not bringing me back. Like it just. And even the balancing of some of the things, because I like that he mentioned, he goes, we're, for lack of better words, they're kind of taking the fun out of it a little bit, and they need to slow down. I appreciate that because there's some other games out there where they're like, fuck it, you're just gonna take it and we don't care. But someone to actually get out there and he's been in the trenches, I respect that a little bit.
Right. Yeah. They deserve that. That studio deserves every bit of success that they have. And I really hope in the next 3 or 4 months when I hop back on there, they can continue. But yeah, that's all the little the stories that I had. X, what else did you have?
I just had a couple small ones. So one was the UK government issued a response to the Stop Killing Games petition, which if anyone forgot, it's just a little petition to try to get government involved in I guess so you have an online game or a game that relies on certain servers or services, and when those end, the people who paid for that game no longer have access to it. Like even though you paid for the product, you won't
That
be able
is
to play it.
shit.
Not even in like an offline capacity or like host your own server kind of thing. So they were pushing for that. Like this is not like a you have to keep servers open forever kind of petition. They just wanted devs to offer some kind of way for the game to be continue to be played, whether it's an end of life patch where you or end of support patch where it makes it offline only, single player, or you just give the tools for the community or someone else to take the reins as far as server hosting goes.
Yeah, I just feel like that's the bare minimum they can do.
Yeah. That way people can still play their games that they are paying now $130 for.
Right.
But they
Isn't that-
respond. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I feel like the $130 thing is mostly so they can push people into their subscription service.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I feel like that's the direction they're trying to go.
But they needed 10,000 signatures to get a response from the government. They got 23,000 so far, and then they said
Nice.
the response, however, just wait. They said consumers should be aware that there is no requirement in UK law compelling software companies and providers to support older versions of their operating systems, software, or connected products. There may be occasions where companies make commercial decisions based on the high running cost of maintaining older servers for video games that have declining user bases. So basically, they didn't read the petition at all.
Bro, what?
This is basically saying the one thing that the Stop Killing Games campaign is not advocating for. They don't want them to be forced to keep servers open. And the fact that there's no law regarding this type of situation is the whole point of the petition.
Right.
People are
we
trying.
Want you to make. We want you to
You
put
don't
it in
just say
there.
there's currently no law regarding this. Yes, that's the point.
Yes,
So
we want you to create
it's
it.
kind of a brain dead surface level read take your
Right.
response that they have. So hopefully, if it continues getting signatures, they'll have to come back and reassess. But hopefully, they will actually, I don't know, read it and see what they're asking for. 'Cause
Right.
They got, I guarantee they've got someone who works for one of these AAA companies over there telling them, "Oh no, we can't do this. They're asking for us to keep the servers open." You need to get someone with some common sense who doesn't have
Exactly.
ulterior motives
Yeah,
to
exactly.
explain this to them. It's not that we want you to forcibly, like government forcibly make you keep servers open or supporting a game forever. That's not the point.
No.
It's the
want-
fact of the matter is that you purchased a product, and then at some unknown time to you in the future, you will no longer be able to use the product. That's the purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
To
Not
make
only
it so that
that-
you can always use it because you bought it.
Not only that, but after that, once you're done with it, sometimes people love a game so much that they'll mod it, and the community still gets to enjoy whatever
Right.
the modders create.
Right. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
Just,
Just
it's
to
a
come
horrible.
back with that response is just brain dead.
I still there's a lot of people here who don't know anything about what they're asking for. Probably don't even know anything about games. Clearly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So they have to ask, and I'm sure, like I said, the people telling and explaining to them are people who probably have invested money into some AAA gaming
Absolutely.
companies.
absolutely. That's what that sounds like.
But yeah, so that's kind of a disappointment, but maybe things will change in the future. We'll see.
And I hope so. I'm tired of this.
It's just
I- Old men who have no idea what a PlayStation even looks like, most likely, or an Xbox, just has no experience dealing with this stuff, and just to come back with that response, like, bro, did you even bother to read what they were asking for
Right.
in the first place? That's
Nope,
insane
because
to
it
me.
didn't matter in the first place.
Yep, that's true. Why even bother? You know what? They'll probably say it'll die down eventually. They'll get tired.
right.
Do you know these people? Did you see what happened to the Helldivers? Did you see what that community did? But
Yeah, kind
hopefully
of.
something.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But kind of related is Wayfinder. I know you said you kind of listened to an interview about this. I haven't listened to their most recent interview. I listened to one previously with Asmongold.
Hmm.
But basically, it was supposed to be. It released in early access last year. It was supposed to be a MMORPG, and of course, they were selling the game in early access. They had founders editions that were way more expensive because you were trying to support development and giving you like all these extra goodies for like in the future.
Yeah.
Well, some things fell through. So Digital Extremes, who was their publisher, completely basically just folded and demolished their publishing arm. So they essentially lost their publisher.
In the middle of development.
Yes, in the middle of development,
That's insane.
which left the devs, who are Airship Syndicate, trying to figure out what they're going to do with this game that's supposed to be all the servers, all the like advertising infrastructure, all that stuff was being dealt or handled by Digital Extremes. So now they've got to figure out who's going to do it, if they can do it, who's going to pay for it, because all the money was coming from them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, there's lots of people angry, which I understand. But the
Pitchforks are up.
the interview that I saw, like I said, I haven't seen the most recent one, so maybe new information came out. But they basically explained it like either the company was like the game was just going to close and end because they had no funding or publisher, or they swap it over to single player with co-op, which is what they are trying to do now.
Nice.
So they stopped. Once this happened, they immediately stopped selling the game online. So that's good. They didn't sell it anymore while they restructured and made this announcement. And now, I guess, I believe in a couple months, 3 months. I can't remember how long. Let's see. Anyway,
That is crazy to me. Like,
oh no, it's not. It's not actually not that long. It's soon. I think it's the end of May.
oh, okay.
But basically, they're restructuring the entire game. It's going to be a single-player game now with optional co-op. But of course, that means everyone who paid for Founders Edition, who were getting like the season pass and like all these extras, and I mean everyone who purchased it expecting an MMORPG. Now, I mean, of course, they're disappointed. But
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I feel like this is completely different from like a rug pull or like a typical scam early access game. Like this seems like it's out of their control. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, what could they possibly do?
it seems like they made the best of a really horrible situation.
Right.
They
I
have
mean,
no
you're still
server.
getting the game.
Right.
It's-
It was
it's
because
just not-
they explained it like that. Like it's literally you don't get the game and you still lose everything, or you get the game and it's just not what you wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like this is a win, at least for as bad as the situation is.
Well, good on them for pivoting like that and still trying to find a way to salvage it. Because how do you know how long this game has been in development? And for them,
It was late last year, I believe, when
Okay.
they
When was the-
launched at early access. I don't know how long completely in development.
do you know when the publisher went under, or when it was just gutted?
I do
basically?
not remember now. But
Okay,
I
'cause I'm
think that
just
was a few months back or something.
Oh, okay. I was wondering how long did they take to recoup and then just go in this different direction.
I don't know, but they're self-publishing now. It's listed under their name on Steam. So.
Good on them.
Yeah, if they can
For
pull
surviving.
this off, if they can, because I mean they spent this time on the game, and clearly they want to make it. So I'm glad they at least get to continue making it too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just think about like having to manage all that being put on you.
Timeline. Oh no. Oh, in the interview, from what I can remember, he was like the head, one of the directors, I think, was talking. He was like, I didn't even get to tell my team personally that the publisher, like, that their game had basically just become like in limbo. They all heard it like from the media first before I could even get there
Yeah,
to
that's
tell them
crazy.
myself. Yeah, that's insane. But good for them. It turned out to be a good thing, and personally, I think we need more 4-player co-op games.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm fine with peer-to-peer because then we were talking about stop killing games once there's no servers to rely on.
Exactly. So you may as well go in that direction just to be on the safe side.
I believe it's going to be releasing at $25. Once
Nice.
they relist it on Steam. So I mean, that's a pretty good price for.
Absolutely.
I mean, really a great price for games nowadays.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause
keep an eye
tell-
on it, and hopefully they are able to turn this bad situation around. It seems like they've got a plan ahead of them. Just got to execute.
Yep. Well, I'll definitely be checking it out. You said 4-player co-op. My ears perked up. Some really quick things before we end the show. Black Ops 6 may as well be confirmed. Players have found the Sally pistols that you see. Do you remember the first Black Ops cover art? And, Sally is etched into one of the pistols where somebody found it in Warzone. And people have been tweeting it out, and Activision has been replying to their tweets with like little emojis just being, tongue-in-cheek. They put the winking emoji, and they put the eyes, the ones I love to use the most.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's on the horizon. Battle State Games, they've banned 30,000 cheaters in Tarkov. But throughout the months, the numbers have been fluctuating so much that it just feels like they haven't put a dent in them at all. So they're dealing with that kind of problem right now. Meanwhile, Ghost, what's the name of the other game that you were just telling me about a couple of days ago?
Which one? Gray Zone.
Yeah, Gray Zone has been rising in fame while they're dealing with this, but I'm pretty sure Gray Zone is going to have some cheaters too once that gets popular enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a report from Insider Gaming. Microsoft will be adding an additional tier to Game Pass because in my last video I was talking about how Call of Duty will most likely be coming to Game Pass. So now Microsoft will be adding an additional tier, and I guarantee you that additional tier is just so you can play these games day one on Game Pass. If you don't have that tier, I guarantee you're going to have to wait or pay full price.
Oh yeah.
I just kind of expected that. I'm honestly surprised that Game Pass has stayed $10 for as long as it has. Considering GTA Plus has went up and EA Play has went up, I'm surprised they didn't jump on that.
I mean, you look at a lot of these others. I mean, even Ubisoft's thing is what, $18, 17 something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got some nerve over there. But
and I would say you get way more with Game Pass than with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Game Pass, since we're all hype, Hellblade 2 is releasing this week on Xbox and PC, and through Game Pass, I was able to go ahead and preload.
Nice.
I love the Xbox app. I love it. I don't need hardware Xbox. I'm sorry. That app is good enough for me. Also releasing this week, X Defiant, releasing on the same day actually to all platforms. So
nice.
Something for you Call of Duty
maybe
fanboys.
Maybe can actually play it. I'll try
Yeah,
to play
About
it.
to buy it.
What do you say, Ghost?
I'm about to buy it.
How are you gonna buy something that's free?
That's how much I want to play it.
He's out here donating money.
Right.
Yeah,
But that's all I
Ubisoft
have.
fanboy style.
That's all I have for this. Did you guys have any final thoughts? Anything else?
Nah, that was it for me.
No,
Okay.
been a good run.
How much time are we at X?
40 minutes.
Oh, okay, we're good. I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask, what are y'all playing? But I'll just ask that in our
we'll
personal
do it
time.
next time.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. So you'll never miss an episode. We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.